Hey everyone, it's Connor here from Durham Hearing Specialists. I hope you're doing well and welcome back to quite a nice case. What we have here is, well, we've got some fungal growth to start with, which is that kind of white furry stuff deep in the ear canal. So that's one problem, and then the second problem, which is super obvious, is that that sodium bicarb there, that liquid stuff that I've squirted in. The second problem, which is obvious, is that the ear canal is just coated with this sort of dead skin wax formation. And I thought I would upload this video because it's a very, very nice example of how useful sodium bicarb drops are. So I've had a number of questions from prospective students and such asking, do I use olive oil or do I use sodium bicarb or do I use hydrogen peroxide or distilled water? What is it? The answer is I pretty much use olive oil and sodium bicarb exclusively, and for kind of dead skin, kind of adhered debris, dead skin stuff like this, basically for pain in the neck cases, sodium bicarb is wonderful because, and you can see here as I'm lifting up this flap, it is pretty much dead skin that's kind of coating the ear canal, and olive oil won't really do much for that. You know, it'll make the surface moist such that when you use suction, the suction will kind of get a little bit of grip on the debris that you're sucking out. But lovely case here, you can see the bicarb has gone in, the dead skin has kind of absorbed that, it's gone into the debris through capillary action, and then, you know, this whole sheet is just pulled away. So lovely stuff. But yeah, the oil won't do much other than give you a kind of moist surface, but the bicarb has more of a chance of soaking in through capillary action and then just, you know, moistening up the debris such that you can peel it away. So bicarb, I'm using it more and more for these pain in the neck cases, and it works wonderfully. So we've exposed a nice pink ear canal, that's looking great. Now what we're doing is we're trying to get this sort of dead skin fungal husk off the eardrum. So the eardrum, I suppose you can't really see it, but it is this sort of golden crusty, it's right behind that sort of golden crust right at the end of the ear canal. So we've just got to find the right place to peel it from. The patient at this point is still feeling that this ear is full and has a hearing loss. Unsurprising that because the eardrum is again trapped behind this husk of dead skin, but there it is. You can actually see some of the bicarb has kind of seeped behind that, and that's a good demonstration of how it works. So eardrum a little bit discoloured, but again it's looking a lot better than what it was. So again, the power of sodium bicarb. To be fair, we probably would have seen a very similar outcome had I squirted distilled water in there or any kind of water-based drop, to be honest. More bicarb, as you can see. The bicarb is actually supposed to, when it hits the dead skin or wax or anything acidic, it's supposed to release carbon dioxide and kind of effervesce and bubble. I'm not really sure that kind of bubbling action actually does anything, but the fact that it's water-based, water being the universal solvent, that is probably helpful. So we're going to go in, see if we can get the eardrum from a gold colour to a kind of more normal bluish grey colour. And again, the reason it's that kind of golden yellow is that there's another layer of dead skin on the drum which we have to peel away. Again, patient's symptoms are still very prominent at this point. They feel the hearing is a little better, but not perfect. So we're going to go in again, and we'll see if we can reveal the true eardrum. So it's a fairly easy peel, actually. There you go, you can see it peeling off the drum, and job's a good one. So there, you can see clearly in the background now that bluish, purplish, greyish colour, that's the true eardrum. That's how it's supposed to look. So again, just clearing up, and we'll start on the other ear. So, you know, when I first looked at the ear, I thought, oh, this is going to be quite a difficult, laborious case because it's just kind of, it looked kind of crusty and adhered all over. But again, a few rounds of bicarb cleared it right up. So as to why it is that way, I think the fungal thing is incidental, but Why is it kind of perfectly coated all around? I'm fairly sure that this patient had a wax blockage and they applied some sort of ear drop, whether it's hydrogen peroxide or sodium bicarb or whatever, I'm not sure. But you tend to find with water-based drops, the patient will apply it, but when they read the little guidance inside, like the little white packet or the instructions on the box, it will often say, have your head tilted and apply the drops and let it soak in as the head is tilted. And of course, if they apply enough, the drops are successful, it liquidizes and turns everything into a slurry. And of course, because the patient's got their head tilted or they're lying down, everything just kind of slides in onto the drum and everywhere, and it's a mess. So that's probably why it is the way it is. Again, just clearing up here. And at this point, I'm just kind of seeing if there's anything else, any kind of layers that need to come off. But again, I'm fairly happy with how everything looks. This is a fairly good looking ear compared to when we started. So this is the second ear. Again, fungal growth. Very, very distinctive white furry stuff here. We call that fungal hyphae. Hyphae. I suppose it depends where you're from. But fungal hyphae here. Again, loading it with sodium bicarb. You can see it's not, when you actually see it in the ear, you can see it's not just this kind of instant, amazing, effervescent, foaming mess. It doesn't actually do that much foaming or effervescing, not much bubbling. So again, a similar configuration, not quite as bad, but again, just kind of dead skin layer all over the ear canal, and we're going to peel it up. So now that it's nice and wet, we're going to peel it away. So I guess it's a very similar principle to say you had like wet papier-mâché, like wet toilet tissue or whatever, and you threw it against a wall, and it kind of, you allowed it to stick and dry there, and then peeling off with a spoon or whatever is going to be kind of difficult. Or like a sticker, those annoying stickers you get on products which don't peel off beautifully, and you peel like off half the sticker and the rest is just like a mess on your DVD case or whatever. Not that anyone's buying DVDs anymore, but you get the point. If you wet that remaining sticker, it'd be very easy then to kind of rub off. So it's a similar kind of principle here. Same with the toilet tissue thing. If you actually just kind of wet the toilet tissue, then you can just wipe it off. So again, we're just seeing if we can get this dead skin to come out in kind of one lovely sheet here. And I'm having some problems. Again, probably a lot of you are thinking this would be a great job for crocodile forceps. Again, I've never really been a huge fan, because whatever you grab onto, it just breaks off in the jaws of the crocodile forceps. So again, I've never been, I'm not convinced as of yet, but there is the odd occasion like this where I will reach for them. So these are, I think these are, the official name for these is Hartmann forceps, but again, just if I wasn't wiggling up and down, again, it would just, I would pull and it would just kind of break off in the jaws. So I'm trying to make an effort here to sort of try and loosen it wherever it is adhered. I'm trying to loosen it up with that up and down movement, and there we go. We're getting most of it now. So there we go. So that definitely would not have been possible had I not had the sodium bicarb available. So there we go. I don't usually, I would never usually have the endoscope in the ear at the same time as I'm applying the bicarb, but Lils was there on the day looking over my shoulder, so I thought, oh, would you just squirt it in for me, and there we go. So just tidying up now. Eardrum looks relatively normal. I mean, ear canal down there looks a little inflamed, but again, we've just peeled away all that dead skin, so I'm not overly concerned. But the patient will need some antifungal treatment, because although we've removed all of the debris, there will undoubtedly be some fungal cells lurking around in there. It's not gone. So that the patient will need some kind of azole medicine, or maybe the doctor will decide to just give the patient acetic acid drops to kill the fungus, but it's not over. So there we go. Absolutely gigantic skin peels here, and it it just goes to show that with a little bit of patience and a little bit of bicarb, you know, you can make these procedures a lot easier. So there we go, and a shot of the endoscope as well in there. So that's the Rory Cuny endoscope that I'm favouring at the moment. And the little metal funnel there, or speculum, Lil's just used that to put the bicarb in. So there we go. I hope you found that interesting. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section below and I will try my very best to get back to you. And of course, I will see you guys on the next video.